Alright, November started a few days ago, so it's been almost constant rain. There's just a short break for a few hours today. I came up to do a little bit. This transition is basically done. I'm going to come back after it drains out and hasn't rained for like a day and just shift a little bit more of the base of the berm roller in, make it a little steeper, and then shift steeper, and then shift some dirt to the base of that transition. Because it's just a little bit quicker at the bottom than it is the rest of the way, and I'd rather do that than carve it more, because it seems like it's the perfect distance and angle right now that I'm happy with. So yeah, this is going to be super fun. Dive down that, over the berm roller, pop up, and then the next jump is going to be another, looks like another deep dirt mine like this, and it's going to be a real steep, it's going to feel almost like a spine, and I'm going to stack up all those logs to be like a log pyramid for the landing. And try and build a real tall, steep lip for it. So that should be a lot of fun. And the reason I've kind of gone back and forth is because I don't know what's under the ground. I don't know how deep I can go. So I've just gone back down layer by layer in each transition, because how deep and steep that one's going to be kind of depends on how deep this one can go. So now that I know it's gone where I want it to go, I can make that one as steep as I want, which is going to be really fun. And so I'll take these, where these dirt mines are along the route, I'll capitalize on them and make these more BMX style jumps. And then when I run into places where I can't really do that, it'll be a little more mountain bikey and raw, which is so far been really fun. It's been more fun to, I built stuff that I wouldn't normally build, and I think I already talked about this, but like the on-off satellite dish ended up being something that happened because I didn't really fully measure it out. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to stack up the pyramid landing here, pyramid of logs, and keep going down here as far as I can. Yeah, we'll get that going. Getting some progress now. It's starting to look intimidating, but that's just because it's looks like it's sprung up out of nowhere in the middle of the woods. still not that big. That's like 16, 17 feet and like 5 feet high. This one's going to be like 6 feet high and much closer. It's going to feel like a spine. It's going to be real steep. Still have a gap. It'll be like, I think this is like a 12-foot gap. And I need to get this this landing built up. I want it to be a little higher than the lip so you can see it coming. So that's going to need a lot of dirt, but there's a lot of dirt here, so it's coming fast now. Okay, got this section done. Got a massive landing here. And this is gonna feel kind of like hitting a spine. I didn't want this to be like gaining speed just off the brakes, you know, Whistler kind of line where you just go careening, you know, 30, 40 feet. I want to keep it kind of in check, and there's pretty much no other way I could route it in this section of hill between these two creeks on this ridge without doing major work. And it's always kind of a balance between you know, not wanting to compromise but also not wanting to spend like half the building season just getting through an almost impassable area with the terrain. So that's okay, you just brake check a little. You just got to know the trail. Come down here, big tranny up into a lip, and I had a little trouble getting this lip steep. It's still not really that steep. I might redo it again. But this is kind of like the mystery spot at Santa Cruz, where it's like when you're standing right there looking at the lip, it looks super steep. But when I come next to it on the side, it's like, it's pretty mellow. And before it was almost like a landing. I made it like 3 degrees steeper. I actually brought the Lomboni up here and chewed it up. Part of the problem is when you're shaping, you have to shape from the bottom up to get a good radius. And there's little rocks in the mud that keep deflecting the shovel, making an overall tendency to want to not carve it in that steep. But I think I'm going to try it like this at first and see how it feels, and then maybe make it steeper later. It's been this time in fall really gets my allergies going. I'm totally congested right now. And got this is another massive landing here. So we did have a minor issue with a spring that popped out here, but it is very small. However, it's a little squishy in this one spot, so kind of seeing if I could dig some mini trenches in there to take the water away so the top dries out a little. But this should be a pretty sick section. Dive over this 16-footer, brake check a little, pull back, hit that like a spine. And then after this, we're going to have a right shark fin. Probably won't be too steep. Dive into here. I'm going to carve and pull all this dirt down and fill in this a little bit of this divot, so it's a little bit of a shallower transition. And then pop out here. Then there's a natural landing already. Won't have to do much work for that. And then this next section through here, going to be some S-turns. So we're going to go into a left and then a right, and then maybe a couple more. I'll work it out exactly when I see what's under the ferns and the terrain down there. So yeah, it might be shark fin style, pop out of one berm, land into another. Sort of like just bank transitions, you could think of it as like a rhythm trail, but banked on an angle, popping back and forth. So anyway, yeah, I'll get to clearing this out and keep going. And hopefully the wet spot will dry up enough to test before it rains, but we'll see.